And Oedipus goes, sweet, my father is dead. And Jocasta's like, I told you, bitch, that prophecy was fake. You were never gonna kill your parents. Oracles are all trash. And then the messenger goes, pause, I have something to tell you. What's up, YouTube? I'm back in this bitch. Alright, real quick. Today, we're actually gonna do something a little bit different. What we're gonna do is, we're gonna do something I'm gonna start calling, we're gonna call it casual philosophy. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna grab any story or any philosophy text that I enjoy, and I'm just gonna make it short and sweet and comedical for all you bitches. Alright, ready? Today, we're going to do, how do you say this shit in English? God damn. In English it's called Oedipus Rex, I believe. Alright, whatever, the point is we're gonna do it. It's by Sophocles or Sophocles. I honestly do not know how to speak in English sometimes, so I apologize. But anyway, let's get into it. So basically what happens at the beginning is Oedipus Rex is the king of Thebes, alright? And Thebes is not having a good time, alright? There's a plague ravaging the city. Everything's going tits up. Thebes is in dire trouble, okay? And what happens at the beginning of the text is a priest of Apollo comes up to Oedipus Rex and he goes, yo, Oedipus, please help us. Our city's about to go fucking dead, alright? And Oedipus goes, chill, dude. I already sent my brother Creon to go talk to the Oracle of Delphi, and he's gonna tell us what's up and what we can do, alright? So all of a sudden, Creon bursts through the door like the Kool-Aid Man and Family Guy, and he goes, people, I know the answer. The Oracle has told me the answer. And what the Oracle said was that they needed to bring to justice the previous killer of the king of Thebes. Creon comes up and says, listen, Oedipus, what happened was that the last king of Thebes, whose name is Laius. We're gonna go with Laius. Creon comes up and goes, Laius was killed by Thebes when he was walking to see another oracle. So Oedipus says, alright, we good. We about to kill this motherfucker when we find him, alright? So he brings up an oracle or a prophet, whatever the hell they call him. And this prophet's name is, these names are killing me, people, Tiresias. I'm gonna go with Tiresias, alright? So Tiresias is blind also, for fun fact. And Oedipus says, alright, call him up, summon him, as they say in the old times, and let's talk to him. So Tiresias comes up, he starts talking to Oedipus. He's led actually by a little boy. It's pretty weird, but whatever. And Oedipus says, alright, we need to find the previous killer. And Tiresias goes, nah fam, I'm not gonna tell you the previous killer because you're gonna regret that I told you it. And Oedipus goes, really, nigga? You really just gonna sacrifice our city and fuck me over and fuck everyone else over because you want to be nice about it and not tell me? And he goes, yeah, basically. And what Oedipus goes, he gets really pissed off and he says, listen, you were conspiring with my brother to try to take over this throne, aren't you? Basically they start fighting a bit, and what happens is Tiresias says, alright, fuck it. And he goes, is that so? Then I would ask you to stand by the very words which you yourself proclaimed, and from now on not speak to me or these men, for the accursed polluter of this land is you. Oedipus goes, hold the phone, what do you mean? This makes no sense. And Tiresias says, yeah, for real, it's you. You're the person who killed the last king. Oedipus starts saying, you know what, you ain't shit. You didn't save shit. You know what? When I came here the first time, Thebes was actually captured by a sphinx, and I solved the riddle that he gave me. In case you ever want to quote this to your friends, the riddle is actually, what goes on 4s in the morning, on 2s in the afternoon, and 3s at night? And the answer is a human being. Because human beings walk on all 4 when they start living, then they walk on 2 as an adult, and then they walk with a walking stick when they're older. Tiresias gets pissed off and says, you know what? You don't trust me? Well, your parents did, so fuck you. And then all of a sudden, Tiresias comes up and he says one final prophecy. He says that Oedipus is both the father and brother of his children, implying that he's married to his mother. This basically throws Oedipus for a Billie Eilish type spiral loop, and he goes, no way. He calls up Creon. And he's like, you know what, Creon, you're conspiring against me. You better get the fuck out of here before I chop your head off. Then all of a sudden, Jocasta's actually the wife of Oedipus, barrels in and she's like, Oedipus, you need to calm the fuck down because that person is a fraud, all right? Tiresias is a fraud. Do you know why he's a fraud, Oedipus? Because he gave me a prophecy before that was a lie. What was the prophecy before, you may ask? Tiresias apparently had told Jocasta that her former husband, King Laos, plot twist, Oedipus is actually married to the widow of King Laos. Actually, the reason this whole story happens. And Tiresias had previously told Jocasta that King Laos, her husband at the time, was going to be killed by his own son. And what Jocasta does in her ever-holding wisdom is she grabs her son and she sends him away to die on a mountain. So that prophecy is never accomplished, basically. All of a sudden, Oedipus starts realizing that when he came to Thebes for the first time, he actually ended up killing some people. So he starts freaking out, and he realizes that he killed everyone in the group from when he was walking to Thebes except one person. So he calls for that person. Then Oedipus goes on a tangent and explains that he wasn't raised in Thebes. He was raised in Corinth by King Polybus and Queen Merope. And one day when he was being raised, he heard someone say that he was not King Polybus's and Queen Merope's son. So what he did was he went to go see the Oracle of Delphi and asked to see if they were actually his parents or not. And the Oracle of Delphi sits him down and says, listen, kid, I'm sorry to say this, but you're gonna kill your father and you're gonna marry your mother one of these days. Oedipus is like, stop it. So what Oedipus does is he runs away from the city in which he was being raised in at the time. And he starts running away to Thebes. On his way to Thebes, he encounters a group of people who threaten him, and he kills everyone except one person. So Oedipus, as he's recalling this, he tells Jocasta to grab that one person and bring him to him, because he wants to speak to him. And Jocasta goes to him and he's like, Oedipus, please, I beg of you, my love, stop investigating this. It's stupid and it's all a hoax. And Oedipus is like, stay in your lane. All of a sudden, again, as you can tell, philosophers really like throwing wrenches in the story. All of a sudden, a messenger comes up and he goes, wait, I have something to tell you. King Polybus is dead, Oedipus. And Oedipus goes, sweet, my father is dead. And Jocasta's like, I told you, bitch, that prophecy was fake. You were never gonna kill your parents. Oracles are all trash. And then the messenger goes, pause, I have something to tell you. And he tells him, Oedipus, you are actually not King Polybus' son. The messenger goes on to say that he was actually a shepherd before, and he received a baby when he was younger by one of King Laos' herdsmen. He assumes that this baby is Oedipus. Oedipus goes, alright, bring that ass here, because I need to talk to him right now. Jocasta's like, alright, fuck this, you know what? I'm gonna go be silent evermore over there in the corner. The herdsman comes up and he goes, yeah, I'm sorry, it's the truth. I gave you, when you were a baby, to this messenger. And then Oedipus goes, alright, tell me more. And the herdsman says no. And Oedipus goes, alright, either you tell me more or I'm gonna fucking cut your tongue off and put it on the wall and or chop your head off. Fuck it. What really happened is that you were given to me when you were an infant by Jocasta and Laos. And what I did was I brought pity on you because they told me to kill you, and I gave you to the herdsman who is now the messenger at the time. The train of thought was that if Oedipus was raised in another city, Corinth, that he would actually be no harm because he was just another city. Then all of a sudden, Oedipus runs away, Jocasta finds out, and Jocasta's like, you know what, this is embarrassing, I'm gonna go hang myself. And then Oedipus eventually realizes that his mother/wife just hung herself. So what he does is he grabs the pins on his wife/mother's dress and he puts them to his eyes and he goes, you know what, I can't handle this anymore, and he fucking stabs his eyes out because he says that he is embarrassed and that whenever he dies, when he goes up to or down, wherever the Greeks thought he went, that he was not able to see his father in the eyes and that he would be embarrassed to do so and he could not hold his gaze. He eventually finds Creon, and Creon is like, whoa, what just happened? And he goes, listen, Creon, I just need you to take care of my little kids, which are Antigone and Ismen. He goes, hey, can you also banish me for my sins? And he's like, yeah, sure, get out of here. He's like, all right. And as he walks away, a chorus sings, and that's the end of the story. Yeah, basically that's it. Hopefully that was entertaining for you guys. This is actually a pretty crazy ass story. Antigone is actually pretty fucking wild too. Yeah, hopefully I can actually make these videos interesting. It's complicated to make such a sad story a comical one. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, guys, you already know, new videos every once in a while. So, peace, I guess. Have a good day, night, afternoon, whenever you're watching this. Peace.